Hello students, today is the fourth lecture of surface chemistry. In previous class we have seen factors affecting adsorption of gases on solids. In fact, in this topic, two factors are highly important for your board examination. One is the effect of temperature, which we have discussed already in physisorption and chemisorption, the role of temperature. Now today we are going to discuss effect of pressure again. This is again important topic for our board examination. That is adsorption isotherm. There are two types of isotherm: Freundlich adsorption isotherm and Langmuir adsorption isotherm. We have to learn Freundlich adsorption isotherm. So adsorption of a gas on solid results in the decrease of pressure. I mean to say, when we enclose a given gas in a vessel containing pieces of charcoal, we see after certain interval of time the pressure inside decreases. It happens only because of adsorption of the gas by charcoal pieces. According to Le-Chatelier principle, the increase of pressure should increase the extent of adsorption. I mean to say, extent of adsorption increases with increase in pressure, which is expressed in terms of quantity of gas adsorbed by unit mass of adsorbent when equilibrium is reached. In the case of gaseous adsorption, the phenomenon must be taking place in a closed container. In that case, equilibrium is attained. So in the state of equilibrium, when the extent of adsorption is expressed in terms of quantity of gas adsorbed, that is X, small x is the mass of gas adsorbed on mass m of the adsorbent at pressure P in the equilibrium state, then the extent of adsorption will be X by M. That is, X by M will represent the extent of adsorption of the gas given. So this extent of adsorption can be shown in detail with the help of a graph given. On y-axis, we are drawing X by M, and on x-axis, we keep pressure. Here we see when pressure is increasing, I mean to say, when we move towards right from origin on x-axis, which will show the increase in pressure, we see the line near the lower pressure, or you can say moderate pressure. The line is almost straight, that is passing through origin. So we can divide this graph in three parts, that is at low pressure, at high pressure, and intermediate pressure. Now before that, I must discuss the saturation state. As we move towards right on x-axis, that is, pressure is increasing gradually, slowly. A stage is reached where we see the amount of gas adsorbed becomes equal to the amount of gas adsorbed, so that X by M does not change irrespective of the pressure increased. So this stage is known as saturation stage. So again, I repeat, when we increase the pressure gradually on x-axis, we see that at a particular stage, the extent of adsorption becomes constant. And the line clearly shows, it's shown in the graph, the line becomes parallel to the x-axis. This parallel line shows that at a particular pressure, the extent of adsorption becomes constant. That particular pressure is known as saturation state or adsorption, saturation adsorption at a saturation pressure. A careful study of adsorption, adsorption isotherms clears the fact that at low pressure, the graph is nearly a straight line. This indicates that at these pressures, 1 by n is equal to 1, or n is equal to 1, and x by m is directly proportional to the pressure. It indicates that as pressure increases slowly from origin towards right, then we see the line is almost passing through origin, which represents extent of adsorption is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas in a vessel. That is x by m proportional p to the power 1, or x by m is equal to k into p to the power 1, where k is proportionality constant. On the other hand, at high pressure, x by m is beyond a particular saturation pressure, the line becomes parallel to the x-axis. It means that x by m proportional p to the power 0, or x by m is equal to k into p to the power 0. Something power 0 is equal to 1, so x by m is equal to k. That is, extent of adsorption becomes constant. Third point that is highly important, at intermediate pressure, we see 1 by n lies between 0 and 1. 1 by n lies between 0 and 1. That is x by m proportional p to the power 1 by n. So x by m is equal to some constant k into p to the power 1 by n. So this is the equation derived with the help of Freundlich adsorption isotherm. If we take logarithm both the sides of this equation, then we get log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log p. We have already learned the formula in mathematics, even in chemistry in class 11, that log m into n is equal to log m plus log n, and log m to the power n is equal to n log m. So with the help of these two formulae, we can write log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log p. That is the highly important and popular Freundlich adsorption isotherm equation. When we draw the graph again, log x by m versus log p, we get a straight line as shown in the graph given. The Freundlich isotherm is valid. The slope of the line is equal to 1 by n. In this graph, it is clear the slope of the line is equal to 1 by n. And the intercept on log x by m axis will correspond to log k. Therefore, from this graph, it is possible to find out values of k and n. There is a limitation of this Freundlich adsorption isotherm. One of the drawbacks of the Freundlich isotherm is inability to provide explanation for the condition when 1 by n is equal to 0 and x by m is equal to k into p to the power 0, although it is well supported by the experimental results. In other words, we can say it fails at high pressure. This very equation fails to explain the situation at high pressure. So this is all about your Freundlich's adsorption isotherm. So dear students, you please keep on revising this topic at home. This is highly important for this year for your board examination. I hope that we will keep on doing at home, and at the same time we will do the problems related from NCERT book. Thank you.